Hi, this is Jeremy Moskowitz, and this video is the ultimate guide to managing the heck out of screensavers using PolicyPak Admin Template Manager. So to set the stage, you probably have the scenario that a lot of people have. You want pretty much all computers to get the exact same screensaver policy, except for a handful of computers that you want to skip getting the screensaver policy. So in my lash up here, I've got this computer, Win 10 computer, we want it to get it. We have this Win 7 computer, we want it to skip it. We have this Win 7 computer, we want to get it. We have this Win 10 computer, we also want to skip it. So to get started with PolicyPak Admin Template Manager and this kind of magic trick I'm going to show you, the first thing you're going to want to do is to have a group. I've created a group called Screensaver Skippers, and I'm going to put the two computers I want in there. So the first computer I want is Win 7 computer. Okay, so I'm going to add that guy, and you have to change this from the object type to computers. So I'm going to add Win 7 computer here. Okay, let's make sure I get the right one. Win 7 computer, that's the first one. And the second one I want is Win 10 computer 2. Okay, Win 10 computer 2. Let's make sure we get the right one, and there we go. Now, because I've done this, okay, at least those two computers need to be rebooted so they know their group membership. I'm also going to be moving these computers actually over to my East Sales desktops. They could live absolutely anywhere for the way I'm going to be demonstrating this, but for the purposes of this, I'm actually going to just move it to East Sales desktops. And because I'm doing that, I'm going to pause the video and reboot each of my computers here, and then come back after all these computers are rebooted and I have relogged on. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'll come back in just 2 seconds. Actually, I'll just show you that I'm rebooting each of these guys. And then I'll come back and, okay, I'm going to pause the video now, and I'll come right back after we're all set. Okay, I'm all rebooted now. So the way to do this, and I'm going to do this for all the computers in the domain. You don't have to do this. You could, if you want to, get it, for sales or e-sales. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say every computer in the domain is going to get this particular screensaver password policy. So I'll call this PolicyPak Admin Template Manager Screensaver Universal Policy. All right, so this will affect everybody, or every computer rather, and I'll also enforce it. I don't need to enforce it, but in case I have a block inheritance somewhere, like for instance, if somebody on the eSales desktops had a block inheritance, I know that this is going to still work. Okay, that's why I'm suggesting that if you decide to do this at the domain level, to make a block inheritance. The next thing you're going to do is edit the policy, and the component we're after is the Admin Template Manager component. And Admin Template Manager lives under both user side and computer side. Now, hold on a second. If you decide you're going to do this on the user side, that means you're saying that certain users under certain conditions are going to get this password policy. What we're able to do, only using Admin Template Manager and not using the stuff that's in the box, we're going to say when a particular computer is in the group, at that point, they can skip the password policy. So to get started here, we're going to click on Admin Template Manager on the computer side, and we're going to create two collections, okay? We're going to right-click here or add a new collection here, doesn't really matter. I'm going to add two collections. I'm going to call this, the first collection, I'm going to call this Screensaver Getters, okay? And this is all about computers, so Screensaver Getters for computers, how about that? And then I'll create another one called Screensaver Skippers. Okay, create a new policy. Oops, not a new policy. Whoops, not a policy. I meant to say another collection here. So we'll create another collection called Screensaver Skippers computers. Now, here's the magic. The magic is that we're going to say, well, how do we know which computers are the Screensaver Skipper computers? Well, we're going to use item level targeting on this collection, and we're going to say only for when the security group matches the computer as a member of the security group. Now, you have to click the three dots. That's super important. And then we're going to take a look at all the groups we've got here. All right. And we're looking for Screensaver skippers. Okay, so now we're saying that the second collection is only going to apply when the computer is in the screensaver skippers group. And you'll see what will happen is that it'll light up as orange. So PolicyPak will process things in this order. It'll do the first one first, the second one second. So by default, we're saying that everyone's about to get all the settings we're about to give them. And then if they're in the skippers group, we're going to undo some of those settings. All right, that's the general gist. So the settings that we want for the everyone group is going to be new policy here. And let's go ahead and craft what we want to do here. It's going to be under, well, not machine policy. That's the magic here. We don't want to be setting things that are typically on the computer side. We want to set things that are typically on the user side for our computers. That's where PolicyPak Admin Template Manager and PolicyPak Client Side Extension has a leg up over what's in the box by default. So we're able to select user policy and dictate user side stuff for computers. So this stuff lives under Control Panel Personalization here, and I've got a list of them right in front of me here. So the first thing we want to do is enable screensaver. That's the very first one, right? So we're saying by default, everyone's going to get the screensaver enabled. Now, don't worry, later we're going to not enable the screensaver for the skippers people. So we're going to enable the screensaver here. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to Control Panel Personalization, and we're going to do screensaver timeout. Okay, so let's do screensaver timeout. Whoops, Control Panel Personalization. Oh, that's right. I got to click user policy. That's right. So I got to go to Control Panel Personalization, and we're going to do screensaver timeout. And double click that guy, and let's set it. And we'll keep the defaults. It doesn't really matter. We'll see it set. Okay, so 90 is 15 minutes. And the next thing we're going to do is, of course, password protect the screensaver. So new policy. Again, these are all user-side policies that we're going to try to drive in to the computer. So admin templates, control panel, personalization, and password protect the screensaver. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and say yes to that. Enable that guy. All right, and then we also want to force a specific screensaver. So we'll add a new policy here, and we'll go back to the user side, and we'll dive down into Control Panel, Personalization, and force a specific screensaver. Okay. Now, let's pretend you wanted to do the mystify screensaver. The way you would do this is %system root %system32 mystify.scr. Okay, so we've got mystify scr. So let's set the stage again. Let's go back to Admin Template Manager, and let's make sure we've got it so far. We've got a GPO linked to the whole domain and enforced, so everybody's going to get this, and everybody's going to get the first thing that we've set here. So the screensaver getters for computers is they're going to get these user-side things on the computer side. Enable screensaver, screensaver timeout, password protect the screensaver, and force a specific screensaver. So the next part of our journey is for the screensaver skippers, right? So we have a group that has computers in it. We have this collection that says only affect the screensaver skippers, and let's add the policies to make these computers skip getting the screensaver. So again, back on the user side, we're going to go to Admin Templates, Control Panel, Personalization, and the first one is enable a screensaver. But wait a minute, we're not enabling the screensaver, we're going to disable the screensaver. So let me finish the whole thought here, and then you'll see how this works. I'm going to add a new policy here. I'll go ahead, and the next one I want is to, let's go to Control Panel, Personalization. Whoops, wrong side, user side. Admin Templates, Control Panel, Personalization, and Password Protect the Screensaver. We don't want to enable that. We want to disable that, right? So we want to not have that going. And the last thing we want is the screensaver timeout. So if we go to new policy here, again, click on user scope here, admin templates, control panel, personalization, and screensaver timeout. Now this guy, again, we're also going to simply disable him, okay? So let's run through what's going to happen. Remember, this GPO is affecting every computer in the whole domain. That's cool. We want that. So every computer in the whole domain is going to first get the screensaver getters policies, which will enable the screensaver, do the screensaver timeout, password protect the screensaver, and force the specific screensaver. But the screensaver skippers computers, the ones we've expressly added to the group, are going to have those exact same policies disabled. That's the idea, okay? So now that those are all set properly, let's see what happens. We'll go through each computer and we'll see, do we get them or do we skip them? So on this first computer, we'll go ahead and run GP update. Okay. Okay, let's close this out. Let's go back to control panel here, and let's take a look. If we go to the screensaver, change the screensaver, this is a computer that's supposed to get it, and it got it. It got all three of the settings we want. Let's close this out. We'll go over to one of the computers that's supposed to skip it, and I'll go ahead and run GP update on this computer. What should happen? Well, it should not get any of those screensaver policies. That's the point. It's supposed to skip that. So we're pretending that this computer is like a conference computer or a shop floor computer or one of those kinds of things. Now that that's done, let's take a look. If we right click and go to personalize and go to screensaver, this should be interesting. Remember, we disabled the policies. So the screensaver can't be changed. Even though this says on resume display logon change, there is no screensaver. And wait 1 minute, well, it won't actually do anything because there is no screensaver. So ostensibly, because we disabled those settings, we're skipping over getting the screensaver policies. And if we go to the next computer, this one's also supposed to skip. So let's run a quick GP update here, get the settings here. Since it's supposed to skip, that means you should see those same things that we saw in the previous computer that skipped also grayed out in lockdown. Let's see if that's the case here. Okay, we'll close this out. We'll go back to control panel. There we go, change screensaver. Yep, there we go. No screensaver. The checkbox here says on resume, it's not checked. It's just a weird thing that's different between Windows 10 and Windows 7. Still says wait 1 minute, but it won't kick in any screensaver. So there you go. And then the last one that's supposed to get it, let's go ahead and run GP update here. We'll let this finish. Give this a second to finish up here. And we'll close this out and we'll go to personalize screensaver. Even though it says none, boom, Mystify 15 minutes on resume display logon screen. So this gives you the firepower you need to set up most computers to get the screensavers, except for crazy conference computers or other computers that you don't want to get the screensaver. You can only do this magic when you use PolicyPak Admin Template Manager. And the reason why is that PolicyPak Admin Template Manager gives you that special ability to drive in both computer side, which is normal, and user side settings, which is unusual, when the computer is logging on and in the background with group policy. So that is the magic that we bring to the table. Hope this helps you out. This is the ultimate guide to setting your screensavers using PolicyPak. If you're just getting started with PolicyPak and you want to try this out, give us a buzz and we will get you the bits and you can try it out yourself. Thanks so much.